Rock 100.5, the KATT, KATT. J. Ramone live, Pryor, Oklahoma, Rocklahoma 2018. Our coverage here at the KATT at Rocklahoma brought to you by our friends at Rock and Brews Restaurant. Eat, drink, and rock on. Umbrella Vapor and the Oklahoma RV Center and more, home of the no dock fees.
You said Rock and Brews?
Rock and Brews, buddy.
Right down the street from my house in Overland Park, Kansas.
Is that Gene Simmons' place?
It is,
Gene
yes.
Simmons and Paul Stanley, I go there all the time. I'm a regular.
Yeah, we just got one in Oklahoma City.
It's the best. I'm always there.
The food's awesome, and all the music videos they're playing, they really do it right.
You know what's cool is when I go in there, they'll play Sevendust stuff, so it's always awesome.
Well, that's a good time.
Sometimes
Is that weird? Do you
yeah,
want to
sometimes it gets weird.
Like, he's like, I'm trying to eat my pizza
but
and stare to
sometimes
myself.
it's cool because the kids, my son's like, Daddy, it's you. It's you. I'm like, shh. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's like, Daddy, look.
Sometimes it's like we've been on tour for 6 weeks, and all of a sudden they're going to play one of the songs we played for 6 weeks.
There
It's
you
like,
go.
I'll pay you to not play it.
I'm like, I don't know. But it's Rock and Brews is great. And what you guys done, KATT, being around with us since day one, thank you guys very much.
Oh, you're very welcome,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
Thanks for stopping by. We're big fans of the new record. We've been playing it at the KATT.
We don't say fans, we say family.
Oh, well, there we go.
Well, I'm definitely a part of the family because I've been there since day one.
Yeah, baby.
Strangeland soundtrack.
Oh,
From there on, I was sold.
Is that little D. Snyder in there?
Yeah.
That was some definite weird haircuts going on back then, and mine might not have changed much.
And I won't even bring up
colors have.
was it Crawl Space that was on the
Oh
soundtrack?
my God. That was not our name of our band, but it
that was Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat was
Mortal
Crawl
Kombat was.
We went through a few names before we had to come up with Sevendust, but that's the name that stuck, and that's the name that we stand behind. But yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff at the beginning of our career. We were called Crawl Space.
We were called Stash on a
No, but we never agreed to that.
We didn't agree
Yeah,
with it.
someone at the label decided
Yeah.
to do that because of compilation. But a guy from California that was an acoustic guitar player said, "Man, I own the name Crawl Space. You guys don't have enough money
Right.
to buy this name."
Give us 50 grand, you could have the name. We're like, we haven't made 50 cents.
And you only have an acoustic album that sold one copy.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
dude
what?
thought he was gonna get it. And then when we changed the name, he goes, well, maybe we can negotiate. We're like, yeah, we're already married to this dumb name.
Right?
It's like, we'll just figure out another noun
Yeah.
and another adverb,
Right.
and we'll
There
be
you-
fine.
there
Like,
you go.
Let's lay it out like this.
These
Cinderella
nuts.
had a huge career, and they called themselves Cinderella. End of story.
That's a good name, though. I mean, that's familiar with everything
familiar.
good.
I don't know. There's
So
some
how do
names
you-
out there.
I feel like if that came out now, Walt Disney would be suing somebody.
Oh,
like,
for
it's,
sure.
Yeah, how did that not go down, right?
It's just, like, it's probably just in the like free because that story's been around like forever or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, is it in the whatever you call that? I don't know.
I don't know. It'd be cool to have a band called Mickey Mouse.
Sure.
Now they're talking about it.
Could you just-
That'd
yeah.
be great, right?
Yeah, but just M-I-K-K-I.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Cinderella got away with it.
No, yeah, Mickey Mouse. No one take that idea from us, all right?
And can they really sue you for copyright infringement if you own the screen printing machine too? I mean, like,
Very good. I like your smart.
instead of, you didn't hire somebody to break the law.
We need to have
just
you on our
DIY.
side. We need to have you on our side. I like this.
All kinds of questions that are going to start getting answered.
That's awesome.
So, in your career, you guys just released a new record, and the single is getting a lot of play at rock stations all across the country. Because I've been in several different markets here recently. I was in Orlando for a week, and I heard them playing it in Orlando. I've heard it in Tulsa. I've heard it in Dallas. What is the highest debut for one of your records that you guys have had?
So I'm always the one when we get stuff sent, I'm like, what does that mean? So Morgan, you could probably tell them right now where we're at.
So it's a weird thing going on in the music industry where there's like album sales, there's streaming, there's
yeah.
downloads, there's
Right.
all this different areas that they start counting. You know, if they downloaded 12 singles, it counts as a sound scan and all that stuff.
Like, say, for instance, so Pink could probably have more album sales than us, but we have more streaming.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
Even though that didn't happen, that is possible.
It didn't
Yes.
happen, so we got lied to?
No, but Pink is going to beat us
Anyway,
all across
yeah.
the board. But with Billboard, they still recognize sales, hard sales.
Right.
So this was the first time that we ever debuted inside the top 10 in our career. So we were number 7 at Billboard in album sales.
So the first record didn't do that.
Oh, hell no.
Home didn't do that.
None of them.
No.
Animosity didn't do that.
See, I would have
The
guessed.
highest we
I would have
ever
guessed
had.
Seasons.
Yeah,
is
we
that-
thought, yeah, no,
You know
nothing
what?
has
The
ever
thing
done.
is that the competition with album sales back then was massive.
Huge.
So are you saying that you guys actually didn't do any better on this record? They just lowered the bar enough for you to reach it?
I do
You think
believe that's pretty much
that's,
it.
I don't like that.
I mean, the thing is, though, in
but we've
hard
been doing
rock,
the
we're
same
still
thing,
hard
so
rock.
hopefully we're fucking still kicking ass.
F-bomb.
No, you're fine.
We're not
lying.
lying.
You're good.
What's the label? I'm not saying. I'm like, I would hope that it's because we're a good band.
No, the thing is the reason that I look at it, honestly, is that in this day and age, with the newer bands, the kids that listen to that music, they don't even know what buying music is like.
No.
Oh, exactly.
So you look at what we do, and we've been around so long that we still have these people that are like, hey, I want that record. I want to read what's going on in there. There's these kids that they don't know anything about that. They don't care anything about that. They'll find that out on Instagram. That's good enough for
they
them.
don't want it in their hands. Like
So
we're
this is good for us. This is a good time for us where it's like the loyalty of what we've built for 20 years was like, oh, we're going to go get that.
Yeah.
So they went and got it, and we ended up number 7.
And I still text on the group text. What does that mean?
All these years later,
And after that whole long explanation that I just gave you, I'm still asking.
What's it mean? We're blessed to be here and to be relevant and to still be talking to you guys, talking about our new album. That's what the most important thing is, because at the end of the day, we wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for your station and the other stations that promote us and those people out there that pay for us to even have this gig. That's the reason we're here. It's because those people out there are loyal to the music and to the building of the relationship. That's the end of the day. That's all I have to say.
if you only knew how many fans have come by the booth and said, "Hey, Sevendust going to be in here today? Are they coming by?" Non-stop, all day long. So
That's cool.
you guys have made an impact, especially with the Oklahomans. That
Well, you know-
you've got diehard fans in Oklahoma.
It's beautiful. I live in Overland Park, Kansas, so I'm not too far from you. I come down here all the time.
Well, I know you used to live in Stillwater.
No,
for
no,
a
the
while.
wife's Stillwater. Eskimo Joe's?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Say it.
This is almost a hometown show
Yeah,
for you.
yes,
Dan.
it is. It's close enough, man. The wife did get here, but we come here and visit all the time.
Yeah. But now,
We did a show close to here when we were on our first tour. We were ever on the Roar tour, and I had like that first, meeting of the lady of the night, in the crowd where I hung out and had a really good time. And I just remember Oklahoma as this big deal where it was like, man, that was the first time that I met like a girl that liked me in my entire life.
Cold Chamber tour. I met
It
a
was
friend.
before that.
But I had a friend from here that was awesome too.
Oh, yeah. See, Oklahoma's like the start of it.
Yeah,
man.
that was great.
It's like,
that's why they call us the Sooner State. It's the I don't know what that means
like
exactly.
it in Oklahoma.
oh, yeah, caramba.
First time I ever saw Sevendust live was at the Canes Ballroom.
Canes Ball, I was going to say that.
1984.
And Lincoln Park was the opener, and they went on before the local band. And the record wasn't out yet. It was one single. You guys were with Head PE and POD.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I
Babies,
remember that
yeah.
show.
And they were added to the bill because the single was shipped to radio, and I guess they were just jumping on
Yeah,
whatever.
it was, oh, my God.
I
you were
remember
there?
that might have been the first show on that tour because I remember
remember
seeing POD going, uh-oh, that's going to be a lot of
I
work.
I remember going into Canes Ballroom and still thinking to this day it's such a beautiful venue, and the bouncy floor, the wood, all the old pictures, still a historical place.
It's one of my all-time favorite
still my
places to
all-time
watch a
favorite
show.
places, man.
We
It's
gotta get
incredible.
back, man.
No,
We gotta
definitely.
get back right
you
here on
guys,
the
you guys,
headline.
this whole energy and the KATT, the radio station, it's all history, man. It's great.
Man, we're excited to hear you say that because we hear it from listeners, and like Cameron and I both grew up listening to the KATT. I
Right.
mean, this station's been the same thing since
It's
1976.
That's-
And so to hear you guys recognize
not many
that.
left like
no.
this.
It's not a lot. I was born in '72, so this is all, man. I'm a hippie, man. I like hair on it. It's awesome.
Did you
Sorry.
say
Nice.
heroin?
It sounded like
I said no. I said I like. No, I said I'm a hippie. I like hair on it. This is awesome. Sorry.
Oh, God. Why didn't? Of course I knew you were going to say
Now, I feel like the first time I saw Sevendust was almost an exact opposite situation of Jay. And I won't make you talk about the tour because you guys have talked about it too much, but it was the Creed Weathered tour.
Oh wow, no.
And that was my first
I
introduction
had a
to
great
Sevendust.
time on that tour, though. We were young. It was in front of a million people that didn't like us.
Sure. I mean, I was one of them. That's what I'm telling
I
you.
cussed
man,
out
it was
people every night.
vicious.
I was like, yeah, guess what? You don't like us?
If
We're
you
here.
don't like it, beat it. They're
Get
like,
away.
you beat it.
No, we're friends with Creed. We're on the tour forever. Go Bucket. I'm sorry. So, but it was great for us, and we're still tight with Tremonti, Flip, and those guys, and Marshall, and we're still all buddies. So with the whole band.
So what are you guys doing outside of music? I know there for a while you were talking about possibly managing some bands and helping some.
No. That's
when you and I talked in Ardmore
I was doing
at the Violence to Vegas show. When you came to Ardmore and played solo with Violence to Vegas, you and your wife were on vacation.
Yes.
You guys were going to Texas, and you had told me about a band that you had just seen that you were thinking about managing.
Well, that didn't happen. I don't want to crush anyone's dreams.
It's so.
I'm still trying to make it myself.
Oh, yeah.
No, you know what? But no. The thing that I do, I'm getting ready to actually get more serious into doing a solo thing after the Sevendust thing slows down. But yeah, I would like to one day help other bands. But me, as far as managing bands, that's not something that I'm into doing. I don't want to. We've been through so many managers. I believe that you should be a businessman or a businesswoman in the music industry, but keep true to your art, but know what's going on. I'm not managing anyone.
Well, I've read all about the horror
managing.
stories of y'all's first management deal, so we won't relive that.
That one was that ended up. The funny part about it is that one is like has turned into like Paul Bunyan status. The ones that came after it were 10 times worse.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. We just couldn't say anything about it because we were like, man, sooner or later they're gonna go, man, there's a universal issue here, and it's you. You know,
but
like,
it's not.
And it's like, it's not. It's just that, how do you walk up to somebody that walks in a room and goes, listen, I'm going to do this. They screwed you. I would never do that. You know, you can't. I tell people all the time, like when we were looking for, you know, our new label when we went to Rise, I'm like, these people aren't going to come in the room and go, listen, there's a decent chance I'm going to steal from you. Probably not going to be able to do much for you. I really ain't going to do anything, but I'm going to collect a lot. Yeah. And we should do this. They're going to come in and say, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Blah, 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 blah. I'd never let that happen. They give you the whole thing, and after you go through like 12 of them, you realize all 12 said the same thing.
And all of them are hanging out with Hummers and RVs and boats, and we're like sitting back with a Chico stick and a couple of T-shirts from some bands that played with us. And I was kidding.
I mean, it's like you have to really get to the point where you have to almost learn how to read pantomimes. To learn, like, look at somebody and say, I don't want to hear that pitch again. If I hear that pitch again, I'm out. And when we were with, well, not management-wise, but when we ended up with Rise, we met with 13 different record companies, and they were a lot of great people. And we knew a lot of them. The pitch was the same, except Rise. Rise came in, and they were like, you guys are probably exhausted, man. You probably
we don't want to change. We don't want to change you guys.
We're not trying to change you. You know, we're thinking this and that. Then we went into this thing with vinyl, with all of our records. I mean, they're just so amazing.
They have their finger on the social media pulse.
They reminded us of TVT's work ethic when we signed with them. Might have been, you know, Adolf Hitler running the company, but it was great people working for him.
There was a period of time where every single record that was coming out on TVT was incredible artists, and it was all different genres.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
And then it just disappeared out of nowhere.
To his first, when he signed Trent Reznor, I mean, everything that he did was great, man. Those were the days when he got signed. Yeah, everything was fun. We had a great time with TVT Records, put us on the map.
Great people.
Hey, guess what?
There.
That's the only reason we still have gold and whatever albums on our walls from TVT Records.
Yeah.
Do your kids even know what those are?
Oh, they don't. They like them, but they don't really know. Yeah. Like I have them set up in a bar in the house, so
that's
they go.
Like the number 7 thing. I don't really know what that is either.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I got this record up here, and I know that it's like, you know, some Engelbert Humperdinck, you know, album that they sprayed gold and put a Sevendust thing on it. Up until this year, we didn't even have actual vinyl of any of our stuff, so I'm like, that ain't ours.
Hey, but we did go to the 58 Grammys and got nominated. What's up? Can't take that from us.
Yeah.
How cool was that?
That was incredible to be able to take our families to that and to be a part of that and hopefully be able to go back 2019. It's incredible to be, for me, something as a young man growing up. That was something I watched every year was the Grammys, and to be a part of the 58 and it's only 60, I'm like, wow, we really, for me, it's a big deal.
We got 2 cool things that we were talking the other day, and I was like, there's 2 really, I mean, a million great things that we're blessed with, and being here right now and being able to be part of this is amazing. But at the end of the day, the legacy for our kids and for our families, it's like, hey, we got a top 10 record and we got a Grammy nomination. And we were
still the same band.
We were just a bunch of dudes from the Southeast, you know, that put a band together and didn't care about none of this. We never said, you know, man, we got to do this because if we do this, then we'll be invited to do this. This was just us saying, hey, you know, if we do this, we can go out and have some food after this and then go have some beers. and then we'll love each other, and that's all we care about. And that was our chemistry, was that we were like, we don't care about the record deal and all that stuff. We'll have just as good a time going to see the bands play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we just loved being around each other.
I said if I wasn't in the band, I would still be here. Maybe not right here talking to you, but I'll be right there looking in here talking to you.
Well, I know that I've been a fan for life, and part of that is because you guys haven't changed. You guys stuck to your core values, and you made music for the sake of making music. You didn't make music because somebody at a label said, hey, you need to sound like this. You guys made a Sevendust record every time, and it was different, and they are all great. And I'm just excited that I get to still sit here and talk to you guys. I still get to go out and watch you guys play, and a pit break out in the middle of it, and
It's a pleasure for us to be here, man.
Yeah,
you have no idea. You guys have been family with us for years, and the KATT, I mean, it's awesome. The picture I see, when I come in here, I feel like I'm at home. It's awesome.
Well, we really appreciate it, and thank you guys for stopping by.
Thank you. It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you so
so much.
You might see me back here again tonight.
Come on, man.
What's
Come
up?
on.
We're going to come back around here and mess this place up.